comic book junkies, welcome to another Nighttiger video. Today I'm going to be bringing you 10 comics under $50 that are under the radar. Before we get into this video, let me say my condolences to the community and the passing of a loved one. Comic Jabroni, I never interacted with him, but I did catch some live shows with him and watch some of his video hauls. And from what I could tell, he seemed like a really awesome guy. So sorry to hear that he passed, and my condolences out to those that really knew him, and I know he'll be missed. Okay, on with the video. I picked up some books in the last few months, and I was like, how come I haven't seen this anywhere? I haven't heard about it. And so it started the hamster wheel turning in my mind. Hey, I want to do a video on some of these books that I'm picking up that have some spec possibility, and nobody really knows about them. I haven't heard anything about some of these. Some of these I have, but not a whole lot. So that's why I wanted to bring you this video. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you can find these books like I did on the cheap. So I said $50. That was at the high end. So that's $50 for nice, almost or near mint copies. But you can find all these for well under $50 online at your comic shop. I found some on eBay, some from my comic shop, and some of my local shops. And I want to say ahead of time, when you're at your local shop, don't be afraid to say, hey, what's your best price on this book? Sometimes they will offer you a discount. Every time I ask that, like 99% of the time, they give me a couple bucks off or even more. So just don't be afraid to go up and just say, hey, is this your best price? What's the worst they can say? No. So let me get into this. So our first one on the list is Strange Tales, number 151, from December 1966. Now, I have seen whisperings of this and shown in a few hauls. This is first Jim Steranko artwork at Marvel Comics. So he does interiors, and on the cover, he does pencils with the King Jack Kirby. So this book lists for 100 near mint, 25 mid-grade, but you can find this. This is a 9.0 copy. I found it on eBay for $17 and $5 ship. So $22, it's listed at mid at $22. I found a near mint copy for $22. So that's Strange Tales number 151. I haven't had the pleasure of reading it yet, so I can't tell you much detail about the story, but I'm sure it's got to be good because Stan Lee writes the scripts on here too. So there you go. So that's the first one on our list. Strange Tales number 151, December 1966. Now, with the upcoming movie, I don't know how this next book will play out because, you know, with COVID going on, there's no movie going in the theaters. Eventually we'll return to normal, but nobody can predict when that's going to be. But this next one up on our list is Avengers 111. This is a beautiful John Romita Sr. cover. And this is the first time that Black Widow joins the Avengers. This is from May 1973. So this book in a 9.8 list for $60 and a 5.0 around $15. I found this at a half price sale at a comic shop for $5. So this was $10 and then I got it for half price. And this is maybe like a 7.5. So it's a pretty decent copy. And I haven't seen a lot of people showing this on YouTube in video hauls, so you just never know when you'll find these books, and this one especially you can find it at a really good price. I did read it. It's a really good story by Steve Englehart. Unfortunately, in my opinion, the art inside is down heck. He's not one of the more better artists, but he is part of the history of Marvel Comics, doing a lot of the early characters. So this is Black Widow joins the Avengers, number 111, May 1973. And of course, you know, there's a Black Widow movie coming up. So You never know. You put that one on your spec, you get it for cheap, but it's a great one to add to the collection. And it never hurts to add these keys, especially these cheaper ones, to give a little bit prestige to the collection. Everybody loves a key book. It's part of the history of the publishers. It defines a significant history of a character. So with that, our next one up is Marvel Premiere number 5. So a lot of these in here are going to be Marvel Comics. One DC I do have. But so this is Marvel Premiere number 5, May 1972. So this is the first mention of Shuma Garth, who's an extremely powerful Lord of Chaos. So in this issue, it's his first mention of his name. He doesn't appear until I think it's issue 7 or 8, which is the money book. So that's the book everybody's going for right now. And that book is like $60, $70 just for a nice mid-grade. So this will be the next one that people will go to now. Because you know how it works when these keys start to escalate in price, in demand, then everyone shifts to the next best thing. So in my opinion, this will be the next best thing. And there is slated Doctor Strange number 2 movie coming out. And this also has the first appearance of the Vishanti Amagato, I hope I'm saying that right, Hogarth and Ashtar, which are entities of the Magic Order. This is their first appearance. So this book lists for $30 in 9.8 and $9 in mid. So I'm sure you can find a really high grade copy of this for well under 50 and possibly even under 30. So this is a great Bronze Age Marvel that you want to add to your collection. Again, this is Marvel Premiere number 5 from May 1972, and this is the first mention of Shuma Gorath. Sometimes you never know how to pronounce these Marvel names that Stan Lee comes up with. Shuma Gorath. He's an extremely powerful Lord of Chaos. So there you go. So that brings me to this next one. This is an extremely inexpensive key book. I don't understand why. It has a lot of significance in the history of Doctor Strange and in the history of Marvel Comics. I picked up this and another high-grade copy for $5 at 2 different comic shops in my town. Marvel Premiere number 11 from October 1973. This lists for $18 in near mint and $5 in mid-grade. So like I said, you can definitely find a high-grade copy of this for well under $50. This is the Origin of Doctor Strange retold. So it's a reprinting of the original Doctor Strange Origin by Steve Ditko. Classic. Really cool to have that in here, but that's just the bonus. This is the first time that Doctor Strange becomes the Sorcerer Supreme. So his first appearance was in Strange Tales number 110, and that was in July of 1963. So a little over 10 years later, before the Ancient One passes, and Doctor Strange takes over the mantle of Sorcerer Supreme. Really great book. I believe this is Barry Windsor on the interiors. You got a great Bruner cover. Like I said, you have the reprint of the Origin of Doctor Strange by Steve Ditko. So this has a lot going on for $5. I really highly recommend that you go out and you look for a copy of this. So that's number 3 on our list. Number 4. What am I trying to say here? It was recommended to me by Mark Allen of 4Color Commentary, who showcased this in one of his videos, to go on eBay and get a nice near mint copy. And after searching, I found this also for $17. So $5 shipping, that's $22. What is this? This is the first Conan prototype by Barry Windsor Smith, who is called Star the Slayer. And that's the backup feature in here. Plus, there's a bonus to this key. It's the first time that Marie Severin and Bill Everett do artwork together at Marvel. And they sign it 7EV. So this is number 4 from April 1970. This book lists for 90 in a 9.8 and 20 in a mid-grade. So this copy here is like a 9.2 copy that I found with shipping for $22 on eBay. So another one I highly recommend. The art in here is just fantastic. And I haven't even read it yet. I paged through it, and I keep paging through it every time I pick this book up because, like I say, the art is just fantastic. So I really think and highly recommend you should get this book for your collection. That's number 4. So number 3. Now, a favorite villain of mine is the first appearance in this. Is this Man-Thing? Yes, it's Man-Thing. Man-Thing number 3 from March 1974. First appearance of the Fool Killer, who's a vigilante serial killer who hunts down the fools of depravity in society. And I've read different issues over the history of the Bronze Age where he appears. It's really hard not to be able to write this character good because he's just so insane that it's entertaining, comical, but at the same time it's profound to think that someone could just determine anybody's a fool by just a certain action and then they had to be killed. So a really cool character, a really cool villain for Marvel. This is his first appearance. This is written by Steve Gerber, so you know it's going to be good. Then there's a second appearance of Fool Killer, and that is an Omega the Unknown number 8 and 9, which you can find that in a dollar bin all day long. So this book lists for $30 in near mint. I think like around $12 for mid-grade. So you'll have no problem finding a very high-grade copy of this thing for well under $50. So that's Man-Thing number 3 from March 1974. First appearance of the Fool Killer. So that's number 5 on our list. So number 6 is our first and only DC key in this. And I just got this in. I don't know why. I was doing research. This book happened to pop up in my research. And I'm like, nobody's talking about this book. I've never seen it shown. And I didn't even know it was a key. But this is Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen, number 133 from October 1970. So what's the significance of this book? It has two significance, but the main one that I want to point out to you is that this is introduction to what later will be referred to as the fourth world of Jack Kirby's fourth world, where New Genesis and Apocalypse replaced the Asgardian gods after Ragnarok. So these characters in here are fourth world characters, but they are not yet referred to as such, making this the first appearance of fourth world anything in DC Comics. Now, I find this a great spec book because Marvel has the Guardians of the Galaxy, they have Captain Marvel, they have all these properties on a cosmetic scale portrayed in their cinematic universe. Disney has Star Wars, the highest grossing space opera franchise ever. So I thought to myself, in theory, what does DC have to compete with these properties in the cinematic universe of theirs? Well, all I could think of is they have Jack Kirby's fourth world properties. They have the New Gods, Darkseid, and they have all this world that's created would make great movies to compete with Marvel and Disney on a cosmic scale. So this is, like I said, Superman's Pal, number 133 from October 1970. First appearance of the characters from Fourth World. Also, first appearance of Morgan Edge and his Intergang, which isn't really anything anybody knows about, but hey, it's a bonus. This book lists for 60 in near mint and 15 in mid-grade. So you definitely can find a high-grade copy of this for well under $50. I've seen multiple of them on eBay for like 12, 13 bucks in high grade. So definitely recommend this book. I will be picking this one up now. And I did do some research. Scott Snyder is working on the screenplay of The Fourth World for DC. So who knows when that'll happen, but he could finish up and everything could be rolling by the time things get back to normal. So I highly recommend grabbing a couple copies of this. Okay, so this book here, Marvel Spotlight 12, is not on our list, but it's one that I've been pushing over the last few months because of the Hellstorm TV series coming to Hulu. Well, now this book is like in the $100 range for a near mint copy and like $50 for a mid. So it wouldn't make this list. But like I said, when people, these books like this one, which is the first solo Son of Satan, they escalate and they get out of the range of the average buyer for comic books. They go to the next best thing. So that would be this, and this is 6th on our list. This is the first solo title series featuring Damian Hellstrom. Also first appearance of the Possessor. I read this last night. You know, it's not bad. It's not the best book, but I liked it. I thought it was really good. And I have in my heart a special place for these Bronze Age Marvel books, so I'm a little biased. But this is number 1 from December 1975. This book lists for $30 near mint, $9 mid-grade. So you can find nice high-grade copies of this book well under $50. And I recommend it because I think this book is going to probably shoot up to the $100 stratosphere within probably the next 2 to 3 months. So I've been picking up multiple copies of this one also. So now that's number 7 on our list. So number 5, Supervillain Team Up, or Marvel's Supervillain Team Up. Number 5, from April 1976. This is the first appearance of a really cool Marvel superhero called the Shroud. So if you haven't heard of him, he's sort of kind of a Batman-looking, Moon Knight-looking character with a cloak and a hood, and he can control and summon darkness at his will. This is his first appearance. This book lists for $15 near mint and $5 mid-grade, so you can find high-grade copies of this for well under $50. Now another reason why I would pick this up, because the Shroud has ties to Moon Knight. So this character I could see appearing in the Moon Knight series, because he also started a group of villains who have turned around and become superheroes, but they don't let the world know that yet because it's part of their MO to stay undercover, because they're called the Night Shift. And that will get into the next key. So that was number 8. This is number 9 on our list. I'm sorry, this is number 10. This was number 9. This is the first appearance of Night Shift. This is Captain America 330, June 1987. I didn't check or research what the prices are. I'm sure this book is probably $15, $20 near mint, and probably $7 like mid-grade. So you can find high-grade copies of this all day long. So who are the Night Shift? Well, they're a team, like I just said, of villains who have turned around, and the Shroud is their leader, and they fight crime. Well, really what they do is they take down crime syndicates like the mob. So who are the members of this team? Well, you got Brother Grimm, Gypsy Moth, the Needler, Tatter, I can't even read my own handwriting. Tatter something. Okay, the Shroud, Digger, who goes back to the Silver Age as a Marvel Anthology series host. Then you got Danson Macabre and TikTok. So that's the Night Shift. What is their ties to Moon Knight? Because I think that there's a high or a great possibility that they would appear in the Moon Knight series, just because their Night Shift, Moon Knight, works at night. They operate at night. And for this reason too. So that's number 10. So those are my 10 books for well under $50 and that are under the radar. But this is my showcase pick, and it's not really a key, but this is how I came across the Night Shift. This is a dollar bin book all day long. But the backup feature, you can see here, the Shroud versus Moon Knight. Really, really, really great battle story. Can't recommend this enough. Look for it, buy it, spend a few dollars. You will not be disappointed. So in this issue, Shroud challenges Moon Knight and actually entraps him in a castle and battles him to a standstill in order to test him to see if he's a worthy recruit for the Night Shift. I'm not going to spoil what happens at the end so that you can read this. But this was just so cool that I had to find the first appearance of Night Shift, and I did. I found it in a dollar bin. So this is Solar Avengers starring Hawkeye and Moon Knight, number 3 from February 1988. So Roger Stern writes that backup story. I cannot recommend this book enough. So those are my 10 books plus my showcase pick. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments what you think. Like, subscribe, and this is Nighttiger saying peace out. What the hell's he talking about? Wait, I don't know if I want to do that ending. This is Nighttiger saying, be a junkie and get your fix. Go out and buy a comic book. I don't know, how's that ending? Let me try another one. I ain't got nothing. Brain fart? I don't know. I really hope you enjoyed it, though. I hope you enjoy these. Let me know if you want me to do more of these. And I was actually inspired by a few channels that do these on a regular basis. Geekery with Dante D and also Mr. Miracle. They both do great invest in spec videos. So check them out. And I think this was the best way to end the video. Nighttiger saying, peace out.